Cool.
All right, here we are, guys. Okay, now quit your chatter, you guys.
We've been having fun. We should have been recording the whole thing and just playing that what we were just talking about.
I know. You guys were deep into why don't they do this and why don't they do that? That was always fun to watch.
And Kevin wasn't even part of that, so
no, he wasn't. Anyway, welcome everyone to our show today, and we're going to get started here in just a minute. We don't really have any topic that we're planning to discuss today, so it's kind of wide open to.
Just want to throw it out there. I only have one comment in the comments right now. Can somebody say hi to make sure we're out there for you?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hello, Rob Paget.
yeah, we only got 6 viewers. That's uncommon.
Norman's always here.
Dan, you pushed out the wrong link again, I swear.
God, I better not have. Did that page get changed? No, it changed.
Yeah, 6 viewers is low.
I changed it. Let me double check it. But yeah, no, I went through there and changed it.
Oh, Rob's a new member on my
YouTube.
Rob, thank you.
Way to go, Rob.
I got some new videos coming soon, maybe even today.
Rob's a member of your designer efforts.
Yeah, the VIP section of my YouTube.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I've got since we're filling air right now, I got 48 hours of video in there now.
Beautiful.
And they're starting to come in. Hey, Cesar.
My second
it's just a slow Friday, maybe.
Kenny Crocker in here.
Set. Click the button to go to the live viewing page.
What'd you do, Dan?
37. This is perfect, man. That's good. What do you get off my case?
All right.
No one wanted to hang out with us today, I guess.
It's a quiet day. Who knows? Everybody's out enjoying the fall weather.
So you were
here, so they're probably
saying, Dan, you were saying that today's question day.
It is question day. Sometimes when we don't have a topic, people don't join us as readily. So, but anyway, we got the important people joining us so far. We got Chad and Norman and Mike, and you guys, welcome to the show. And anybody else that joins, yes, you're important too. So you're all important. The Chief community is one of the most incredible communities out there. So welcome.
Did I tell you guys that I was playing peekaboo with my grandkids the other day, and I hit my head on the floor? It was so bad I got sent to the ICU.
No, God.
Yeah, I got that.
That's for you, Norm.
I see you. Okay, that's enough of that jokes for the day. So you guys on the call, please type in your questions if you have them. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Thanks again for your help last week. I really appreciated that. And actually, that was this week, wasn't it? That was this week. It's Friday. Jeez. And yeah, we had a great class. John and I taught a class last week. It went really well, and we had a lot of fun with it. Aaron was in on that. So and I think some other people I saw were here too. Anyway, I got a couple of things. I'll wait a little bit to talk about anything else coming up here. And I know, Rene, you've got some things you want to chat about. But last time we did a people send in their plans, and we, kind of look over things and fix them. And I had one guy, Rick, he had sent in his plan, and I was looking at the wrong thing from what he wanted. So let me just pull that up really quick, and we'll discuss that for a moment. John, if you want to go ahead and make sure my screen is showing, can you do that?
Yeah.
Am I good?
What? Why is it? It's just coming up as remove.
Maybe I got to do it. Let's see. Oh, we got to switch to the different type of screen here. There we go. Okay, so Rick had sent me this. What he does, he designs a lot of docks, and it's it's not your traditional way you build houses. Doing a lot of this kind of stuff, and he's having some troubles underneath here. So he's got a ceiling plane drawn in here, and the ceiling plane's not showing up. Getting some overhangs messed up, things like that. So what I wanted to point out was that when you're, let me get to the, I think I did one that I actually fixed it in. At least I hope I saved that one. Let me open that. I think it was this one. Yeah, I think that's it. So this one I kind of fixed it. So when the thing you got to think about with chief architect when you're working on things. So he wanted to have a flat ceiling. Oh, come on. Did it not save my fixes? All right. Well, let me show you what I did. Dang it. I'll be damned. I did a save as Doc 2. Oh, here it is. This has got to be it.
There you go.
Just when you think you're all ready to go. Here it is. This is the one that worked. I'm still having a little trouble with the overhang out here, and I haven't figured that one out yet. But as far as the ceiling inside, he was drawing. Rick was drawing in these docks, and the dock, the actual dock area, he was making rooms, and that was fine. I mean, the model looked really good, except for the ceiling. Ceiling was the main thing that he was having problems with. So I put a ceiling plane in, and the ceiling plane wasn't even showing up, even though it's turned on. So when we look at that, you see, that's all messed up there, and of course the overhang's messed up, and the ceiling plane is not shown too. So let me just go turn all the layers on, see what we've got going on. Select all. This is a great way to check things sometimes. Yeah, no ceiling plane, even though there's a ceiling plane there. So the thing I did, and the thing you got to remember with Chief is we've got this roof over this space, but he doesn't have any room definition in any of these. Okay, so they're just open areas. So I just drew an invisible wall across and made these room definition with open below. But what it did is it turned on the ceilings for the whole roof area. And once I did that, the ceiling plane then showed up. So that worked. Although it's still weird because see how those ceiling planes in those 3 spots are showing here, even though the ceilings are turned off in those spaces. It's like, so what's it doing? So there's still some things here. So there I've got those 3 little planes that I cannot select. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know.
And the flat ceilings turned off in those rooms?
Yeah. Let me go back to the plan.
Oh, I know what it is.
Let me get to the right one. Got too many gray ducks open. Gray ducks. Okay, where is it? Damn it. Here, this one.
Open up the room.
So when I open up the dialog and I go to structure, it says flat ceiling. Oh, this room is off. Okay.
So we had something similar to that show up in the class last week, and they had their shelf ceiling turned on. Yeah,
actually, he did have that turned on. When I filled in those rooms, that did come on. No, it was used soffit surface for ceiling that came on.
Okay.
Once I shut that off, then everything seemed to work better. Although we're still getting some weird things going on there, so I'm not quite sure what that is. So anyway, treating those as rooms allowed the ceiling to be there, and that seemed to help. The ceiling plane seemed to help. The ceiling plane will give Chief directions on how to frame it, so that does help. Actually, let me check something here. It's really weird how this overhang is behaving here. So, we should check baseline heights and things like that. Options here, higher eave, flush eave, flush eave, flush eave. We don't want flush eave turned on. What if that's a problem? Default overhang, because flush eaves, can that mess it up? So it's really doing some weird things, and I just haven't had time to really dig into it. But let me try one thing here. Let's just do it.
Kenny, can you give us more details on your question? What you're looking for?
Flat back down. Yeah. It's just doing it on those 3 pieces right there. Well, you know what? I'm not going to waste time on it right now, but I will figure that out. I'll tell you next time we do our show what's causing that problem. I wonder, it's acting like it, see what it's doing is it's acting like it wants to do a vaulted ceiling all the way up instead of finishing off the flat overhang on the outside. And just
all your room heights and everything are good, right?
Yeah, I didn't dig that super deep into it, but let's turn off the box Steves. That didn't do it. I'll look at it, and then if I find out the reason, I'll let you guys know. But for sure, the room name thing on those open spaces did help, just making it open below. A project like this, if I'm having anomalies like that are just driving me nuts, I'm just going to throw a slab in for the ceiling. I'll throw a slab in for the soffit. Just get it so the 3D model looks good, and then I'll just manually frame the ceiling because it's so easy to frame things in Chief using the multiple copy tool and all that good stuff. It just doesn't take long. So it's just, yeah, I get it. We want things to work automatically, but it doesn't always do that for us. So
does anybody know what Norman's talking about here? Check if ceiling follows roof box is checked. All I know to do is turn off the flat ceiling.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
You may have two ceilings, but the problem is you can't select it, right?
No, see, there was that soffit ceiling. That's how it was originally. So this was marked as use soffit for the ceiling. And then these were not marked as anything because there's no room definition. Okay. So that's how it was originally. And so then we ended up with this. Okay, so the ceiling plan is working now.
So those rooms where the ceiling isn't is showing there's no flat ceiling in those rooms.
Right. Well, correct. It's showing as, yeah, because there's no room definition. Chief doesn't know what to do there because it's just a big open space with a roof over it.
If I remember
that's
right,
why
there's
no
room definition, it won't put a ceiling surface on the bottom of the roof either. And this one is.
Correct. I suppose we could try turning the ceiling finish off. But the ceiling, see how the ceiling plane, how you can add your own flat ceiling plane's not even working over those rooms.
Right.
Which is really strange. Well, that is how Chief works. You need a room definition for a ceiling plane to work in Chief. So anyway, enough on that. It's just kind of interesting, but thinking of Chief's 3D abilities and what it does, and this is a ceiling plane. If we think of the word ceiling plane, it's a ceiling in a room, and these little bolt slips are not rooms. See, there's the outside of my building when I click on an outside wall. Right. And so that's what was causing some problems. Anyway, what were some questions that people had?
Well, some of them had to do with that. So there's some people chiming in with some
ideas. Okay, cool.
I don't think the topic is dying off. You can pursue these and see if any of these make sense.
Well, again, when I went in here and I closed up the room, so I made those 3 spaces rooms. Now Chief knows to use the ceiling plane tool to put the ceiling in the rooms, and I adjusted the ceiling heights, right? What I'm fuzzy on is why is it still giving me an outline for a flat ceiling in those rooms when I've shut the ceiling off?
Can you redisplay that again, just so it generates some ideas?
Hang on one second. Let me try something here. Yeah, flat ceilings off here too. Regenerate what now?
Regenerate the look of which spaces ended up with the ceilings that are.
Yeah, you see. Let me switch to a vector view so you can see the lines here. See how the outlines for the bolt slips?
Yeah,
are showing up, and they're actually a little bit lower than the ceiling plane itself.
So which one?
Select a room and see if all the room heights are the same. Use match properties and check them all. See if they all match.
Match properties. We love match properties. So let's click out here. We've got a ceiling height of 120 inches. Let's use match properties. That's this icon right here. This is a really handy tool, you guys. So if you haven't used it, pay attention. So I want to match. I'll just type in the word ceiling, and I'm looking for ceiling elevation. There it is. So when I click that, now Chief's going to highlight other rooms that have the same ceiling height. So all of those are now highlighted at that.
Okay.
Okay, so that's all good.
Okay, so everything looks good there. You know, the floor height's all 0. I made these 3 spaces open below to get rid of the floor in it. It's still acting weird.
So with
Do you have
the
any-
ceiling,
What do we got
with the ceiling
here?
outlines now, can you select the ceilings in those rooms or not?
Yeah, well, the ceiling,
You can't select the ceiling when normally if it's
I can
generated.
select this. Right, I can select the ceiling plane for the whole plan. Here's the ceiling plane, but not the room ceilings. You can't select the room ceilings, even in 3D.
Dan, do you have any
Right.
island rooms in there?
Island rooms. It's an island room.
Meaning that it's floating
You've got a
one
room.
room inside of another.
I don't think so, because these are just railings here that are kind of defining.
Also,
the
are you allowed to
spaces.
share this?
Huh?
Are you allowed to share this plan?
You want to look at it?
Yeah, we could all
I say
go
throw it in my forum and we can all look at it.
Oh, sure.
Get a really interactive process here.
Do we want to do
All right.
that now, or we want to
Let's see
show
what
that
Dan's
another
saying
time?
here. He says,
You
I
can
think
do
the
it now.
south-
I can hog the air for a minute if you want to do it, and we'll come back to it.
I've never been in your forum, Rene. I don't
Once
have
you go
time
in,
for
you'll never
forums.
want to leave.
All right, let's go to your forum.
So
How
the
do I get to your
roofs
forum?
were done manually, right?
Doesn't
Here, go to
matter, man.
rabbitdesign.net/forum,
Hang
and you could upload this there. In the
Rene
meantime,
BB,
I'll switch to my screen and I'll show some macro stuff.
design.net /forum.
Stop talking, Dan.
Yeah, we haven't even been to the bar, you guys. Come on, give
I'm
us a
going to
break.
show, while you're doing that, I'm going to show how in X16 we got an object information panel in rooms, and there's some cool stuff you can do with that if you come up with a use case for it. That's great. So if we draw a room, it used to be that we didn't have this particular panel, the object information panel. And what this means is that we've got a bunch of values here that can be reporting macros if you want, and macros can be, text manipulation, calculations, etc. And this also means we have custom fields, and these can report to schedules. And that means you can report to a custom schedule, and you can name your custom field a custom name. So we can get a lot of tabulated data out of a room now. Or you can create a condition with the room if you really want to get complex with it. But I'll just give an example of this. I'll just do a new plan again here, so we don't even have a room plan from template. I'm just using the default residential template, and I'm going to get into my floor defaults for my first floor. And here's what we'll do. We're in the object information panel. The only way to automatically set some kind of default value for every room, we can't do this in room types, but we can do this for an entire floor. So I'm in my first floor defaults, and I'm going to create a new custom field. And we're just going to do an example. I'm going to do area divided by 2. Now, it doesn't actually matter what I name this custom field, because this will report to a schedule, but in schedules, we can always rename any column we are including. So you could give this some kind of internal name that helps you organize, especially if you have a lot of custom fields, because custom fields live across the entire plan, across all things that report to schedules. So maybe you put a prefix here, and this is like room dash area divided by 2. Now, here's a new thing in X16 as well. We get to say that this custom field, we want to format this as a number. And I'm going to go ahead and press OK. And then I'm going to punch in some kind of value for this. And this is for my floor defaults again. And so I'm going to, and this is a little bit of Ruby scripting. I'm just going to say internal area. And then notice this little exclamation mark is is letting me know so far this is not a value that is a number, because we formatted this field as a number. And I'm going to say divided by 2, and then I'm going to do a little close with percentage sign, and notice the exclamation mark disappear. That means there's no evaluation error. This is a correct code. This is a correct script that will execute. So I said internal area divided by 2. And I'm going to say done. Now I'm going to draw a room. In fact, let's just draw a couple of rooms. Right? We'll kick in here, draw a little dividing wall. So I can select a room, and in my edit toolbar, which is just floating on my screen, is I can create a schedule from the room, and I'm going to create a room finish schedule in this case, and just drop this right here. And so here's my schedule. Let me turn off grids. Let me open this up, and in the columns rows, in columns to include, there is my custom field I just created. So I can select that, add it over the columns to include. I could rename it if I want to whatever I want.
Nice name.
Yeah. And then under number formatting, this shows up now. Okay. And so down at the bottom, I get to specify the units. In this case, I want square foot. And I can say I want decimal places, 2 decimal places. Let's go ahead and press OK. See what happens. This is reporting divided by, in square foot area. Okay. That's pretty much it. I could total this row as well. So I'm going to choose that column to include whatever I want, and I could say calculate totals. Now, some similar rows, this is, I'll just show you what this looks like before I sum similar rows. And because we have 2 rooms named unspecified, let me name one of these something else, so we can delineate some new values from this. And this is not included in my custom room finish schedule for some reason. It's because I want to include objects from all floors. There we go. Now it shows that 100 square foot unspecified bath 29, and it's totaling the 2.
Cool.
Or come back in here and say sum similar rows. What's going to do? It's not going to do anything here. This is in the case that you have multiple rooms with the same values that are sharing the same line, where we have quantity 2, and sum similar rows is going to either add those values up as one reported total, or it's going to give an individual line item and not sum those totals. So quick little exercise to show you that you could, by default in your template plan, be doing some kind of a calculation or reported value on a room by room basis, and take that information elsewhere if you want to. Dan, did you manage to get it uploaded?
I'm just about done.
Nice.
Done. Hit post. All right.
Someone said my forum is a
And
rabbit hole.
post that bad boy. There you go. Hey, nice forum. You guys should check out Renee's forum. Kind of nice.
2 T's or you end up in Japan. That's funny. Maybe I should go. I guess I can't buy that if it's already linked to something. I bought a bunch of domains this year. Speaking about business. You just, did you get it uploaded?
Yeah.
Nice.
So where do you find that?
Yeah,
Go
we got to
Go to rabbitdesign.net, you guys. Click the forum button. Join it. And you can, there's a Q&A section. You can post your comment or questions there if you'd like.
And is
Yeah,
that
I'll drop a link to what you just posted in the comments if I
And
can.
Renee will stay up till 2 in the morning and answer them. I used to do forums all the time with Chief Architect. It just kind of, you can do it for a while. It's okay to do that. But I tell you, after a while, it's just like, I got other things I need to be doing. So that's just part of it. But Renee, it's really cool that you have this up here. So I know you have a lot of your training, some training here. You have a lot of, you got libraries, you've got all sorts of cool stuff. So I get your posts. I have your feed on my phone, so I get your posts all the time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
I
like
am
Kevin.
thinking about making it into an app. I just got conversation going with my website host
Cool.
about turning that forum into an app. So yeah,
And of course, you got to look for the Kevin bot.
yeah.
In
All right.
case
So
you-
we just dropped a link into comments, and if you want to go open up the plan Dan was working on, that's where you'll find it.
yeah.
So I have an answer for it. Somebody mentioned here why that soffit is doing what it's doing. So there's an answer for that one. Or maybe it's not quite the answer, but go back to that plan, Dan. Open that plan back up again. Where the soffit that was coming down messed up.
Yeah. Give me a second here. Share. Oops. Get to the right. Oh, here. By the way, when you're in the forum, make sure you check out the Kevin bot. Kevin gets to have a lot of fun. Rene has a lot of fun with Kevin.
Yeah.
So
I'm always happy to be the brunt of his jokes.
you're
I
a
just
good,
opened it up and I don't see any ceiling planes.
You're-
Was that
you're-
the issue?
the issue is, yeah, there's supposed to be a flat ceiling, and there's the soffit on the backside is messed up. So if we go look at this, you'll see that. Guys, I hope I didn't send the one that I fixed.
It was on the other side, wasn't it?
Hang on here. I got to get to the right one.
Oh, there's the ceiling
plans. There it is. So we've got a plan here that, so we got one roof panel that doesn't have anything on it. But when you don't have a ceiling plane in your plan, all your ceilings should look finished. When you have a ceiling plane in your plan, all of your bottom of your roofs will show the sheathing, because the ceiling plane now will hold the sheetrock, hold the finished material. So I wonder, actually, one thing I didn't check out in the roof plane under structure, flat under eave soffit. That could be part of the problem with that not working out the backside.
Well, yeah, you've got a flat under the one edge.
Let's select them all here. I'm holding my control key down. We'll open the dialog. Structure flat under. Make sure that that's a check mark, not a dash. It was a dash when I just opened this and I clicked on it. So if Chief is going to do the soffits correctly now, it should. It's not. It's still giving us a hard time.
Stop.
We told
Stop.
everything.
Stop.
Okay, I'll stop.
So,
I'm done.
so select the dock room.
This room.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the other room, the one outside the building there.
The one outside
The
the
one
building.
outside the roof area. You're getting the ones under the roof.
When I select that, I get this. So when I click here, it's selecting this.
Go to the floor plan. And
How about this one? When I select that one, I get that.
so what's drawing those decks?
Railings, I would assume.
Right.
I don't know.
So can you select one of those deck areas that's inside it's creating a room, right?
It selects all of the dock areas. So when I click on this, it selects that.
But the dock, the one down here, can't mark it up.
Joist
Go down,
lines.
go down to the one just below that.
Say again. Sorry.
So the dock that's right at the bottom of the page, bottom of your screen. Go down.
I know what your issue is.
This one.
Right there. Open that up.
Well, Renee, you know what it is? Why don't we
Yep.
just go
Open
there?
your ceiling plane.
The ceiling plane that was drawn within the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go to the structure
Structure.
panel. Go to the ceiling edit. You hit edit there.
Oh, there's nothing there.
There's
Well,
no texture there.
drywall, color white. We don't need a texture.
Change the
for that to
material
show
file
up.
to anything.
You don't need a texture on the drywall.
Shouldn't, do we?
You need a texture, otherwise it's just invisible. Pick anything. Press
Here,
OK.
we'll go wood.
Paisley would be nice.
Yeah. Now you have a texture. Now look at it.
Because it was just showing, but when I showed it in vector, okay, make sure I did the right one. Okay, that's the one I was in. I turned that on. I put a material in there. Now it's giving me a thickness. Before it was NA, because it was, I thought it said drywall here, which should. I've seen this happen before where someone would, that color was like air gap or something like that by accident, and it wouldn't show
Yeah,
up.
if it's got no texture,
Um,
it's not going to show up.
Let me bring up a vector view.
Also, open it up and set that from absolute to from floor.
Okay,
yeah,
so
there
now
you
we're
go.
getting
Now you
we're
got a
getting
ceiling
material in there.
Yep.
If I turn that to, but even without a texture, it should show up in vector mode. Does show. It's not showing my material.
Well, spray it with anything else. Just spray it right now. Because you've got color white underneath it. There you go.
Oh, that's right. The paint color was white.
Yeah.
The material color was the wood. So if I got rid of the paint color, that would go away.
Good.
So it's there now. So what do you think the problem was? It was the ceiling material
It
was
was
not
using
showing.
the default ceiling material for the room,
Was drywall.
and it had no texture.
And why would it have no texture?
No
Why?
idea.
And why would it need a texture? Okay, we're getting too deep here.
Can we go back to did the soffit thing fix?
Oh, I don't know. Let's look.
And I might be leaving you here in a few minutes because my internet provider just turned up to work on my routers. So
Okay. No, it didn't fix that.
So select that room that's in front of there. The soffit's still messed up. Select the room that's in front of there.
I can't. It just
You
selects
can
everything.
get it from the floor plan. Get it from the floor plan. You had it before.
Okay.
Open that up. Open that up. And is the roof turned on this one? On this room?
Yeah.
Uncheck that, and that'll fix the soffit.
Check.
Now it's a wall type issue between them. Why that beam is white, because the soffit's fixed now, right?
Well, it's a slope
No.
soffit. What you wanted?
It fixed this one, but not this one. It got rid of that other one.
Is it?
All
Is it show? Is it still showing box, Steve?
All these buttons we can click. I tell you.
I think you should
Options,
just check them
box
all.
deed.
Check all those buttons.
There it is. Box deed was turned off. So with box
But that-
deed turned off, that means you want your eave to follow the slope of the roof, not
Right.
be flat.
Go back into that room and turn the roof back on in that room. I think it's a both.
Okay,
Yep,
messed
you gotta
it
have
up. Yeah.
both of them have to be done.
So if my math is right, we've got 22 viewers times 4 technicians, median range, $100 an hour.
Yeah. That's a
You're going to charge this
2000
client more.
It's a $2,500 repair right there.
Yeah. It's really hard to charge for your education time though. So
I know that's
color
part
us
of the
up. It's
that's part of the fun and part of the whatever you want to call it of working with this program. It's fun to figure this stuff out. It's kind of like a big game. But a lot of times we do it at our own expense because we don't feel right charging the client for what we're messing around with. So yeah.
and if the rest of you are like, if the rest of you are like us, I know from us being together on many occasions that we're all easily distracted. I ended up working on a font last night until 3 a.m. just because I wanted to. It will serve nobody any purpose. It was just fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, this is our version of gaming.
It is.
My kids will stay up till 2 a.m, 3 a.m, or all night doing their gaming, especially when they get updates. And yeah, there you go.
So I got some new icons in my toolbar, and I can show
Cool.
people how to do this.
What are they?
And it's kind of a cool one. I got these 2 icons right here. One is if I hover over here, stairs with no railing, because we get to save staircases to our library now. And
That's right.
click
That's
and
cool.
drag
That's a
them,
cool
or
feature.
click and auto place them. And then since we get to save walls to our library, you could save a railing that follows stairs.
Nice.
So you could have a staircase, click stair that has no railings already, and then draw in a railing that follows stairs. So that
And that's already, show them where follow stairs is checked in.
yep.
That's the
So that I'm
important
just
one.
drawing, you know, staircase with railing on one side very quickly,
so-
very easily.
So you got two ways to do railings. One is with the wall outside the stairway when the stair touches it, or you
Yeah.
draw the wall under the stair and it does this. So can you click on that and show them where follow stairs the button is, just for in case someone
Sure.
doesn't know that?
So this is going to be in the rail style panel. It's the rail style panel. And then down at the bottom, follow stairs. There we go.
That's a easy one to miss when you're trying to create railings on custom railings on stairs.
Yeah. So I'll just show people kind of the full circle process for this is that you'd have some kind of click stairs in here, right? You'd come in here, you'd open it up, get into the railing panel, remove your railing from left and right. Maybe you don't even want the handrail. Press OK. You're going to add this staircase to your library. Name it whatever you like. Now you're going to take a railing that follows stairs from that rail style. Right? So you designated that it follows stairs. Now go ahead and add that to the library. If you want to, you can even modify where the newel post is, and that will save with this as well. So for some reason you got some funny little newel offset or adding newels in for some reason.
You want to give a little more clarification on that statement, Rene?
Meaning that if I tab into this and move that newel down, and now I save this staircase.
That's magic. How'd you do
railing
that?
in there. When I draw this, it will. Well,
Will it
they
stay
must
there?
patch that out before it actually keep that little funny little offset there. So
yeah. So again, show them the button where you can highlight to show.
I actually used tab, so you can tab into this newel. If you just hit tab, you don't actually have to hit move newels. You can just hit tab, and that will get you there as well.
That's much easier. Yeah. So you've got an icon for it, but tab key works the same.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
we already hit tab or enter so many times, might as well just keep hitting it, right?
kind of like selecting a sink in a cabinet.
Yeah.
Click the cabinet, hit your tab key, and you get the sink.
Yeah. And then if you wanted to customize your toolbars, you could right click on your toolbars, go ahead and hit customize toolbars. And then we're going to type in a search. We've shown this before, but place library object. That's this guy right here. You would just click and drag him. I'm going to drag him right in by the stairs there and close this out. There we go. Now I have a custom place library object. The first time I click on this, it's going to bring up this dialog box. I get to go. Currently, it was associated with Kevin Transue's face. I get to go find that new staircase, which maybe it's here in stairs. There we go. It will try to auto-generate a icon for you, but you could click on browse to find something that you drew yourself, which is what I always do. But we'll just leave it as this auto-generated icon. And there we go. Now it's on my computer. I can just click for an auto stair, or I could click and drag, or I can right click and drag to go down. There we go. Staircase without a railing.
Nice. So
I just added to my toolbars.
So the icons that you add, when you add a picture, your own photograph to that icon, does that photograph have to be on your computer, or does it become part of the icon?
It's got to be on the computer somewhere, and then it will load and copy it into Chief's toolbars directory.
Okay.
So you could delete it after you've loaded that in.
Oh, okay. So it creates its own little icon in place where Chief puts all of its icons, or where it can find it?
So it copies it to its data.
And if you copy that toolbar and try to put it on another computer, have they done anything? Is it still not there then?
You can still copy toolbars over to another computer. Yes. As long as you have a whole folder with that.
You got to copy the toolbar folder.
Okay. Yeah, and at times that won't work And in that case, what you would do is close Chief down, delete the toolbars folder on your new computer, open Chief up. It's going to auto build the toolbars folder, close Chief down, and replace all the contents with the contents from your other machine. So that'd be a way to keep that all linked up.
I know it's a
And
little
then
tricky.
I'll show you another thing that I've added, which is you can add complex pony walls into your assembly. So, for example, my default shower glass actually has a pony wall that is my curb, because I'm almost always using a curb where I'm at. So, and then my curbed glass pony wall is actually a half wall. So I use this for the half. So I'll just show you this. I'll just let me close this down and I'll just do a new plan. And just to show you, I use that. Here's my curb and here's my half wall. And we'll just take a look at that real quick.
I do this too, and this is really a nice feature that you can do.
That's a real simple implementation. And then I've got, doors go in here, and I've got a custom door that goes above this pony wall, and it all has the brackets and everything. So when we kick it into ray trace view, everything looks nice and shiny and pretty and stuff. But yeah, you can do really complex walls in here. So another one I've done now is that this is a pony wall with a furring wall on the interior side.
Right.
By the way, I know quite a few people that will take this image over here and just screen clip it and drop it into their construction documents to create a wall legend. So
that's a good idea,
because it's really a good looking image, right?
Mm-hmm.
Depicts that wall really well. So nice to just throw that in their construction documents on their layout or in a CAD detail, etc. But the nice thing about this particular wall assembly is that this just loads these two walls into the available wall types once you draw with it, because it's coming from my library. It's not coming from the plan template. So you can build out a huge library of different wall types,
right,
including pony wall types. And as soon as you draw with this, now both of these wall types are loaded into available wall types. So I can uncheck pony wall, and I could switch this to that lower wall if I wanted to.
So the advantage of doing that in your library is you can sort all your walls out into different folders, your interior, exterior, pony walls, shower walls, that kind of stuff. You can have different folders. So just like you would organize files on your computer, assuming you're organizing files on your computer, you can do that with all the libraries in Chief Architect. Create your own folders and have multiple things in those folders. It's really nice how that works. And you can move things around, add them, delete them, copy them. So
yeah,
Chief's added a ton of flexibility there.
I see the comment here. Will that follow curved stairs? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So we could draw in staircase, curve it up, and use that.
By the way, he did that by grabbing the end handle with his right mouse button.
Right mouse button, yep. And there we go. Little curved stair.
Now, if you would have drawn the wall first, you could have drawn the stair to match the wall, right?
Yeah, could have done that. Could have done winders. I love that trick with winders, being able to do complex stairs with winders. So we could do a little, How crazy can this staircase do with the winders? I don't know.
Let's find out.
Putting me on the spot here. I think this will work. And we're going to get into general and click on winders. And it doesn't look like it's doing anything there. No, it's not. And this is that, and it's not quite butted to it either.
Yeah. So is this a budding wall, or is this got to cover the railing?
Yeah, not quite there, huh? Let's see what happens when we just overlap it. Well, now that's
Oh,
doing that.
there it
But it's
went.
not building the winders.
Hmm.
So if we do just a straight wall, that's not doing winders at all.
Don't you have to have a closed space? I thought you had to have
Oh,
a-
you're right.
You got to
You're right.
connect. Yeah, connect to it
Yeah.
next to your wall or
There
something.
it
There you
is.
go. It's got to
Or
touch
it's
next
like
to
a
your
return
wall.
wall it needs. Isn't that funny?
Chief has always, it's kind of weird. Chief has always been like this, even since version 2, where when you're doing stuff like that, like to create a hole in the floor,
Yeah.
Chief always adds an invisible wall to touch an outside wall. Because all the floor and ceiling heights and everything come from a lot of the data is stored in the outside wall or something. That was my understanding. So, so that's partly why you had to do that.
Look what it tries to do with the trim against the wall.
That's interesting. Yeah. All right. You carpenters will love that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Man.
you want what?
Yeah.
So again, the stair tool in Chief is one of those tools that, it's from our understanding that none of the programs there want to take it on. Dermot is the one that
Dermot.
adding to it.
Damn it, Dermot.
He does a good job with what he's got to work with, but it's on, they talk about doing a complete rewrite on it. It'd be a pretty big job. So
Yeah.
really,
I'm still learning about stairs. You really can do a lot of custom stuff with them.
yeah. Again, when you think about what it's doing, when you draw that line that creates a stair, that line extrudes the stairs out from that line based on the heights of your floors.
Yeah.
And tries to do all sorts of crazy things. And so it, again, for what it does a pretty good job.
We all know about the spiral stair,
Yeah, I messed with that too. Yeah.
right? Let's see. See if I can actually get a. Nope, stairs don't reach the floor below. All right. I did it wrong. Didn't quite get there.
We need another
Yeah,
floor.
that's an Escher stair.
Yeah, it is.
We have a Munsingware factory, an old Munsingware factory here in Twin Cities that's been converted to a market center for builders. They have that 2 sets of stairways, one to come and one to go, stacked on top of each other. It's really cool. It's not, I think there's only a few of those in the U.S.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
So, questions? Anybody got any questions? Did a plan for it required a plumbing ISO diagram? Is that an?
Oh,
easy
too
thing?
bad we don't have Ethan in here.
Right.
He's got that down. Let's see if I can show that real quick.
Yeah.
So let me just do a framing overview, build all framing. Sure. And then we could just do a build trim molding line. And let's see if I can draw one here.
Rene, Ethan is here. He just sent a little smiley face.
Oh, there, I see him. So we know we now get this tool right here, select edit plane, so that I can select a vertical edit plane so that when I drag this down, it's actually dragging it.
You want to show us that tool again?
It's this guy right there, select edit plane.
Good.
And so that enabled it so that when I drag this edit handle, if you notice my cursor is flipped vertically. So I'm moving it up and down. So maybe that helps me kind of draw this into this space. And then when I continue this edit handle, usually this would go in an infinite XY plane instead, because I had flipped our edit plane, it's going in Z. So now I get to move this in Z. And so, yeah, I can kind of do a plumbing ISO like this if I wanted to.
You able to
Right.
curve those? You put an arc
Drop
on
this
them?
down. Yeah, it will curve.
So
Now
just like
I'm in
any-
vertical still, so I'm not going to be able to drag it left to right here. So I need to switch that edit plane back around and highlight the ground plane there so that I now can bring this over to the right. right? So I need to,
Nice.
yeah, it takes a little bit of practice, but yeah, I should be able to take this, change the edit plane to up and down, and then hold my F key, and I can fill it that, right? So
Can you
yeah,
save that
you
in the
can
library now?
you can do an ISO plan, and then of course you could. I mean, I was just setting this up so that I understood where the framing was, but then I can hide the layers, and there we go. We end up with, just our
Can you
ISO left
Can you
over.
save that into a library?
Can we save? Oh, this.
Yeah.
Um,
We get that option available.
if we shift click it and block it,
Okay.
right? So I hold shift, I click on my selection again in my edit toolbar, make architectural block, add it to the library.
There you go. Cool. So you could, like Ethan mentioned, he's got pre-made riser symbols that he can use.
Yeah. And Norman said, Norman's being a jokester. He's saying, do we have square pipes? No, but we can, of course, I just use the default trim, whatever it is. You could always start by coming in and selecting your profile. So I could say, I think I have 1/2 inch rounds in so there we go. I got a 1/2 inch round profile. If I click that in library and then get into the trim build menu and do my molding line, now when I draw, that's going to be a round pipe, right?
you
That's a
convert
1/2
what-
inch round.
You can
So I
convert what you've
selected
already,
my item out of the library first and then use the trim tool.
you can convert what you already drew to a round, can you?
Yeah, I could select round from the library, hover over this item. Oh, that's funny. I thought we
Yeah.
could replace from library, but I guess you'd
You
have to
might have
open
to
this up to
replace
finish it.
from the molding tab.
Yeah, I thought
within
we
the
used to
item.
be able to do that. Oh, there we go. For some reason it took 3 clicks, but yeah. Now my cursor as I hover over this, there we go.
Oh,
Click
there you
here.
go. The replace. Sure. Cool.
Yeah. So like I got a 4-inch pipe in here.
You color
Just
that
a
one.
couple
Color that one
library-
blue. Color the next one pink, and you've got your
Yeah.
hot and cold water.
Yeah. Just a trick is I did a search for 4, but I could also type in now molding to limit this just to molding profiles, and then I've got a 4-inch pipe and
you go.
click in place, and there we go.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, and I don't know that if you wanted to automatically save a color, I think you would need to make a 3D molding. All right, so let's try this 4-inch pipe, and I still get to click and drag this. No, it's turning it into okay, and then get into the trim build menu. Right, draw out a section. Ooh. Color that section. I think this retains its color if we take this and convert it. So convert symbol to in the edit toolbar to a molding. Add to library, show advanced options. Let's just add to library. Does that save as its color? It does. So you could save color moldings if you wanted to be able to quickly do that. Just keeping in mind that it's going to draw in those vector lines at the segment changes, unless you could get in here and change that segment length, which repeat distance, I could probably change this to something like 96, and that would limit the amount of vectors that it produces. Yeah.
Now I want a material list with all the elbows and the stuff to put it
Yeah.
together, and
Yeah. Too bad we can't
how much
convert
labor
this.
it will take.
Too bad we can't convert this to solids, because that would be a really cool trick, is converting them to solids. Because you could come in here with this guy, and this is a different workflow entirely. In fact, this is a lot easier to do with like a hexagon. But I could select the face of this. First, I need to turn it into a solid. And then once I select the face of this, I could revolve this 90 degrees And in this case, I'm going to move it in the X, maybe 1 inch, and then extrude that path 10 inches. And so I could draw with solids like this. And the only benefit of this is that we could slice solids so that we're actually creating elbows and stuff like that if you wanted to. Because I could just throw in some kind of a solid as a cutting plane, right? And then let's see, select next side. I don't know why I keep zooming out like that. Dang it. There we go. So now I'm taking this, subtracting that, and I've got, you know, a segmented piece now. So essentially building some kind of an elbow. Getting a little advanced there.
I'll show you something. I can show a little simpler. I think I showed this last week too.
Yeah,
or
I'll
last
put you
time.
on, your
Yeah.
screen's up now.
Yeah, here. So I do the same thing with ductwork all the time, because we, you know, sometimes you get a difficult project to figure out how you're going to get ductwork in there. So someone moved a joist on me. So I go in here and I just do the same thing, grab those boxes, and this is really easy to work with. It's easier than lines. So I just use the solid tool, and you know, you can just like on the floor plan where you hit the number 3 key, you can break it, you can bend it, and then you go to another side, another view, and I could break it and offset it. So you can really do a lot of cool things with this. And so that now I've got that done. Now I could stretch. Oops, I didn't mean to put a break there. So just like Rene was doing, you could do this with any kind of solid item that you have. So you want to go create a elbow here. And you just break it, put this in. Sometimes I'll put a break and I'll just move that corner. You know, I suppose I could use the fillet tool, but I tend to just do it like this, where I just go like that, and I turn that into an arc, and you know, get the look that I'm after. So, you know, I don't claim to be a HVAC guy, but I can tell you the HVAC people will look at this and go, "Oh, okay, got it."
Yeah.
So it's just like,
Easy. Got it.
piece of cake. And plus, we had to, you know, this one has to be framed up and built in order to hold that. That was the whole idea of this: is how are we going to get, you know, we can't put the furnace in the new space. We have to have it in the old space. And how are we going to get ductwork over there? We didn't want to do it through the concrete floor. And so this is what the solution we came up with. So now we're heating both levels with, because it's a two-story structure. So now we're doing both of them like that. So again, this is that new new fad that's going on these days. It's the you got to have a golf room so you can practice your golf. So this is one of those golf simulator rooms.
Nice.
Yeah, really nice project. I've been helping this company with these projects. They've done, this will be their 3rd one so far, edition that we're doing like this, and pretty cool. So,
You know, Kevin, you guys call me the advanced guy, but you see how quick Dan modeled that dang solid?
doesn't take long.
Oh, Kevin's on mute. You're muted, Kevin. You're muted. I got you. Oh, can't unmute because they choose to mute themselves.
There you go. I said golf rooms are easy, you guys. I mean, you know, you're talking about something where you hit the ball and that's the end of it. What you need is, you know, you need pickleball rooms.
Haven't done those yet, but those are probably coming.
That ball needs to be coming back at you.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Chad wants to see you draw a flex duct real quick.
A flex duct.
Yeah, let's see you do that.
Well, Chief
That'd be a
has
fun
those
one.
ducts in the library. Like the commercial ducting. You ever done those?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
start
well, they used to have that in the library. Do they
It's
still have
still
that
there,
as
right?
molding?
It's still there, I believe.
Yeah.
Show my screen. And
Okay.
if we just type in this is duct. Come on. Not duct, it's I just saw them here recently. My library's not sorting because I have my browser messed up. I usually have my browser floating on the other screen.
I want to know about this comment from Mike. Washington State now requires all forced air units are placed in conditioned space. What's the logic there if you've got your inlet in the conditioned space? Why do you need the unit in the conditioned space? Curious about that. Some kind of combustion thing?
It's my library all messed up.
All forced air units.
Yeah, funny.
Well, where'd it go? HVAC spiral ducting. That's what it's called. So look for spiral.
Condensation.
Just told
Oh,
you.
okay. Thanks, Chad. Condensation. Because you've got such a difference in your outside air temperature and you're creating an environment. Gotcha. Makes sense.
Spiral. There it is. So look for spiral ducting. And they have elbows and all sorts of crazy things that you can do. Why does that not look right?
I wish it wouldn't default to a polyline like that. I wish it would default to just a line.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. You got all kinds of flying helicopters in that one.
Yeah,
Do you have it displayed?
I don't know. Let me look
You
here
just-
on my plan.
Didn't you?
It's on a layer called moldings. I should have moldings turned on here.
It might be under the floor.
Might be.
Or in space?
Yeah.
Moldings is turned off. That would do it. There it is.
There it is.
Apparently
Fancy
there's
little
two
thing.
of them.
I bet that thing's creating 1 million surface count.
I don't know. I've never used it before. I haven't used it for a long time. Let me put it that way. I have used it before. It's really being weird here. Let me start over. Come on. I'm not going to draw in 3D.
I know we're deeply into this and having fun and all, but just to point you back to the clock, it is 1:02.
Oh, we're over.
Time to go. Well, anyway, it works pretty good. I don't know why it's not giving. Why it's giving me drawing double. It's drawing double ducts.
It's a polyline. That's why. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wish.
Oh,
I wish when you selected a 3D from the library, it just defaulted to a single line as
got
opposed
it.
to a polyline.
Okay.
It's a closed polyline is what it defaults to, which I think is dumb.
So I can do stuff like this, and
Yeah, now you're getting fancy.
That's a lot of spirals in that spiral.
To answer Norman, the only way I know how to check this is convert it to a symbol, and then you can open it up and see how many faces it's creating.
I don't know how many.
Wait, so go convert to symbol from your toolbar, the last icon, and you don't actually need to convert it. Show advanced. Hold on. Show advanced options. Don't add to library. And so this is a quick check. Go to the 3D panel. And so 23,000 number of faces, 23,000.
Yeah, I suppose if you did a lot of those, it could add up.
Which isn't actually, that's not as much as I thought it'd be.
No.
The Chief really does a good job of, their models really do produce low poly count stuff. And they're the only ones in the industry that do that.
Whoa.
Mainly because they have to. Because their software can't handle it.
Yeah, it could be. All right. Yes, we are over. So let's go ahead and call it a day. You guys, if you haven't checked out the upcoming summit yet, there's still space. So please head over to chiefexperts.com and check it out. And it's right at the homepage here. And
if you come to the summit, we'll show you how to make the robot from Lost in Space with that ducting as the arms.
Yep.
That's where you went. That was where your head went.
Okay.
Body
Danger,
cabinet.
danger, Dr. Smith. Cool. So you guys, thanks for being here today. Been fun to talk to you guys, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. I think the 1st. What was that? You got your chief architect cup?
Yeah, I got my chief architect mug.
All right.
Hey,
Backwards. So
It is backwards.
Right. it's been hanging out with you guys. Cheers. Yeah. See you guys. Be good.
see you, everybody.